We finally successfully separated petrol, diesel and waste motor oil. So now we've got petrol fuel and diesel fuel and also waste motor oil to deal with. Now I have approximately 40 liters of mixed fuel. This fuel was taken from the car that mistakenly confused petrol with diesel. But the problem is, it was stored in containers after used automotive oil. So it's a black used oil mixed with diesel fuel and mixed with petrol. Today we're gonna try to recover petrol. Now let's check what our hydrometer would show. There's definitely a lot of diesel, approximately 40% of petrol, I would say. Okay, we'll see. We'll recover petrol first. Now we have separation of petrol and separation of diesel. We're still gaining temperature. I plan to run the distillation at approximately 170-75 degrees Celsius. His diesel fraction, it will get darker because it's still pushing out the clean fraction that's been sitting in this still for a while because it's constantly primed. I never drain it. Still gaining temperature. So my goal is to separate petrol fraction first, and I would deal with diesel later. So this is the petrol, absolutely clear. And this is diesel. It obviously contains a lot of used motor oil. Now the distillation is over. So here's the petrol. It's diesel. So it contains some used motor oil and requires some further cleaning. Now the petrol is good enough to be used straight away, not a problem. But this diesel definitely needs some attention and treatment. Yeah, and this stuff is so thick. It's, I don't know, it's more like some sort of resin. It's very difficult to remove it from the walls of the bowl. Now I try to clean contaminated diesel fuel with all sorts of chemicals, centrifuge, and it's still dark. It's still dark because some carbon is so fine and some resins and asphalt or whatever in used motor oil actually contaminating the fuel, and it's almost impossible to get rid of it. I could use sulfuric acid method, but I would like to avoid this type of methods because I personally don't like to do anything with sulfuric acid. And the best and straightforward method to clean such a fuel is distillation. As you can see, it processes the fuel at the same rate as the centrifuge would do, but it gives absolutely transparent result. Absolutely transparent. Yes, centrifuge and chemical method actually helped me to remove a lot of contamination, but here you can see that we've got absolutely clear diesel fuel. Yes, it will need to be settled a little bit, a couple of days, possibly with some addition of absorbent like silicate gel, but this is it. Nothing else needs to be done, and it's absolutely clear, absolutely good, and the dirty portion is separated. So distillation is the #1 method to clean such a fuel. So we had our petrol removed with the distillation first, and now at the different temperature ranges we're capable to distill diesel fuel. So we run our distillation at approximately 300 degrees, 275, 300 degrees Celsius, just enough for the diesel fraction to be evaporated, not burned. And now let's do some comparison from this to this. So if you really want to clear some pyrolysis oil, tire oil or plastic oil, a fractional distillation like that is the only answer. So only this type of distillation will give you really good result. Straightforward, clean, without any chemicals. Yes, you will still need to treat a little bit the final product, but this is the only way. Now we successfully conducted our experiment. At the beginning we had accidental mix of petrol, diesel and waste motor oil. Now we run distillation, some cleaning, centrifuging, and we finally successfully separated petrol, diesel and waste motor oil. So now we've got petrol fuel and diesel fuel, and also waste motor oil to deal with. Anyway, let's check what we have. The first is waste motor oil. Second is diesel fuel that we managed to get yesterday. And third one is petrol. So continuous distillation can help you to separate such a mix: petrol, diesel and waste motor oil.